Hello, my name is Emily Duffy. I go by M. I use she, they pronouns. I am a master's student studying psychological research and a graduate assistant mentor at the Office of Undergraduate Research Services. Today I'm teaching you how to create and maintain a CV or a curriculum vitae. So what's the difference between a resume and CV? In short, a CV is more extensive about your experiences, achievements, and skills than a resume. Both tell a story of your professional development. Both are known as a living document, which means that you should update it at least once a semester so you can better detail your accomplishments and tasks. Both should be tailored for the opportunity that you're applying to, and it's important to note that a CV and resume formatting style may vary depending on your discipline and field. Please see this website at the bottom of the slide for examples of resumes, CVs, and cover letters for the College of Liberal Arts, Health and Human Sciences, Business, Liberal Arts, Education, Engineering, Natural Sciences, and Mathematics, as well as for first-year university students. Now here are the headings for a CV in the order of traditional appearance. You put the most important headings first. Not all subheadings will be applicable, such as publications. Depending on your graduate school, you generally want to put research experience after education. Some people put their awards, grant, and honors after education. Now let's go through each of these headings in order. You want to start with your name and contact information at the top center of your CV. Your name should be in large and/or bold font to stand out. Your phone, voicemail, and email address should be appropriate and professional. Your school email is a great default. However, you will lose access to your email a year after your graduation. I recommend not including your address to ensure your privacy and avoid any potential bias from your reader. Lastly, if you have an active and strong LinkedIn profile, you can hyperlink your LinkedIn profile if you submit an online CV. It is also a strength if you share your connections with your research reader. You can also embed a link by highlighting the words LinkedIn profile. You can type out the entire hyperlink, but make sure to shorten it on the LinkedIn app. This may be useful if your reader will print out your CV/resume or if you're submitting a hard copy. If you are interested in LinkedIn, please see the other workshop on our LinkedIn. For your education, list all schools that you have and are in the process of receiving a degree from. A transcript from each of these schools may be required for academia purposes. Pending degrees should include your anticipated month and year of completion. Like other sections, you will list out the most recent experiences at the top. Some students will start with their institution, some start with their degree. It is not necessary to include your start date. Depending on your GPA, some students include their GPA of only their major courses, and then their GPA of all of their courses. Make sure to include that is out of 4.0. After college, it is not necessary to list high school because it is implied since you attended college. For research opportunities and research-based graduate programs, you want to include your research experience after your education. In the good example, you will include the title of your research project, the location, your mentor, and the time period. On the next slide, I will show an example of research responsibilities. Most positions will be named research assistant. If you have researched in different departments, include the department name and college. Start with active verbs when writing out tasks. Pay attention to the verb tense. If you completed a task and/or are no longer in the position, make sure to use past tense. Research verbs include analyzed, investigated, conducted, examined, etc. Try not to duplicate verbs. Keep your bullet points to 3 to 5. Remember to have your most recent experience at the top and descend in chronological order. If you are in a field that requires you to complete capstones or projects, say in your coursework, such as for engineering, be sure to list out your projects as a separate section. For publications, there are 4 subsections that will be included next to the word publication, parentheses. These subsections are in preparation, under review, in press, and published. The subsections indicated where the manuscript is in the publication process. In preparation or in progress manuscripts should only be included for manuscripts with the complete draft. For published papers, you only need the word publication, unless you want to specify that as peer-reviewed. Publication should be written in citation format relevant to your field, such as APA format. Bold your name. Next, you will list your presentations. I recommend labeling which presentations were oral presentations, such as symposiums, and which were poster presentations. You want the paper presentations ranked first since it requires more work. Here's the format for writing the presentation references. First, bold your name. Then list the other researchers in order of contribution. Write the month and year of the presentation in parentheses. Write your presentation title in italics. Note your presentation type, such as poster or oral presentation. Type the name of the conference. And lastly, if applicable, write the location of the conference. Make sure to add presentations to your CV once your abstract has been submitted and accepted. Remember to use future tense if you have not yet presented your research. For teaching experience, include the title, supervising faculty member, semester, course number, and course title. It is important to have both the number and the title because the number tells you the level of the course, and different colleges uses the different exact numbers, so you need to indicate the title. In your position, you can type out sole lecturer, teaching assistant, grader, guest lecturer, or private tutor. As you would in other sections, make sure to quantify your tasks. For example, how many assignments did you grade? How many students did you assist? How long were your lectures? You want to provide answers to potential questions rather than leave your reader wondering. For additional experiences, you may write leadership experience, service, communication, community engagement, internships, or work experience. Talk to your peer or faculty mentor if you're unsure or whether or not to include an experience. When tailoring your CV, only include experience that has transferable skills to your research. For example, transferable skills include administrative, organization, and technical, such as attention to detail. Also, if you worked with a specific population and want to research with that community, then it would be relevant to include. Say you have worked with children before and you want to go into child development, then it would be valuable to include. Service experience includes engagement with your department, college, university, professional organization, or community. You can also create subheadings such as grants, awards, and honors. Grants are research-related awards. Explain the grant, the time period, and the role in the grant. Honors should include academic or service honors, such as the Dean's or President's list. Also, include honors programs, such as University Honors, the Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program, McNair's, Build, or Sally Casanova. In your CV, there should be a time period of the program, your mentor, funding agency, and description of your program. Lastly, the award section will include scholarships, the Ours Connects program research certificate. Feel free to include any scholarship amount. Next, you will include the current professional affiliations. Ask your mentor and professional affiliations what they have seen would be the ones to join or pursue. Be sure to spell out acronyms and write your joining date. Your skills section is optional since your detailed bullet points should have covered your skills. However, you can skill your related computing, programming, and fluent languages. You can also include relevant coursework if you have space for it. In contrast to a CV, a resume has less headers to save room on a resume. You will also use the same order as a CV for the headers. Such resumes include an objective statement or summary of qualifications or profile. It is not necessary to say you are making a career change. Always tailor your objective statement to a specific opportunity that you're applying to. You can align your objective statement to the mission statement of your program or job. You want to keep it to 1 or 2 sentences. This concise statement is usually placed at the beginning of your resume. It articulates your career goals and outlines what you aim to achieve in the specific role that you're pursuing. Be specific rather than using words like hardworking or responsible. You want your experiences to speak for themselves. Be enthusiastic in your statements. See the website for a dozen more examples. If you have a lot of relevant experience, a summary of qualifications can strengthen your resume, unless you can submit a cover letter instead. Connect, quantify, and use keywords in the summary of your qualifications. Remember to use active verbs and avoid using I or my verbs. I want you to know that you want to know your reader and how your experience, skills, and achievements can add value if you're chosen. Summer employment, assistantships, and non-academic employment tends to ask for a resume. If a CV is suggested, you can default on providing a CV. Ask others in your field what is expected. You want to translate your academic work into skills. Continue statements, incomplete sentences, and active verbs. Avoid using saying I or my. You want to be efficient and quick with information and organize CV and resume with clear headers. Check for grammar, such as using Grammarly. As for parallelism, you want to have a consistent font. It is help your reader understand your resume and CV faster. If your reader has to reread a statement, it needs to be rewritten. Pay attention to your verb tense. Are you in the process of completing or have completed these tasks? Are you in this position or have you left it? In this example, there's a couple of instances of parallelism. First, there is the same font. Second, the headers are both bolded, capitalized, and underlined. Third, the position title and location are the same place and bolded or not. Fourth, the dates align with each other. Fifth, each bullet point aligns with each other and starts with different active verbs. As for formatting, you want to be consistent with your bolding and italicizing, but rely on regular font. You want to underline headings. Any design elements, such as colors, should be used very sparingly. If you use colors, stick to a scheme of 2 colors. For example, you can have only your headers be a dark blue and the rest of your text be black. It is better to keep your CV and resume simple for the reader not to be distracted from the content. Use one blank vertical spaces between your sections, such as your headings and positions. Some people in their CVs click the button named Add Space after List Item and customize it to a 3 to 5 add space between bullet points. I do not recommend adding spaces between bullet points in a resume to save space. There are 4 steps into specifying your wording. Always start with your position title, then list your responsibility and a variety of specific action verbs. When listing out your task, start with the most important first. There is an attachment with action verbs for accomplishments, administration, communication, support, creativity, finances, general tasks, organization, research, time management, training, and technical skills. Next, you want to answer any follow-up questions a reader may have so they can get a better question of your exponential learning. You do this by quantifying and qualifying. For example, instead of just saying conducted a literature review, specify if you've read dissertations, empirical, meta-analysis, and/or theoretical articles, using qualitative, quantitative, and/or mixed methods. If you have the number of articles that you have reviewed, it would help to add detail. It doesn't have to be the exact number, it can be a ballpark, such as over 25. Here is another example to best represent your contributions in your position. The left side is the before, and the right side is the after. Notice that the only underlined part is the header. The position title is bolded and listed first. The dates are replaced with the semester. The word faculty was removed because it was redundant. The course number is added in addition to the course title. The course title is great to include because different campuses use different numbers. In response to the first bullet point, as the reader, I ask the following questions. How many lab assignments, quizzes, and exams? How many students? Were there undergraduate and graduate students or only undergraduate students? In the second bullet points, the verb holding was replaced with a more active verb, led. In the third bullet point, the word went was replaced with attended to be more formal. The next bullet point was quantified. The last bullet point was qualified. As you are working on your CVs and resumes, remember that you are not alone. Our office's peer advisors can guide you in creating, updating, and maintaining their CVs and resumes. The Career Development Center is specialized in reviewing CVs and resumes draft. They offer workshops such as learn how to prepare a professional resume and cover letter that can uniquely communicate your career objectives, skills, and education. Their other events include career fairs, a job searching support club, and other workshops such as about LinkedIn. Here is the same link again for the sample CVs, resumes, and cover letters based on your college and your university. Lastly, the University Writing Center is trained in helping you with your CV and resume at each stage of the writing process. Thank you for watching. Your peer advisor is here to help you create and improve your CV and resume. Feel free to email us as well as follow us on our Instagram and LinkedIn. Good luck with your applications.